Hello again, this is Darren, and we are going to start on the Wench's hair. For that, I kind of mixed up what I was going to do, but I believe I'm going to use Muddy Brown as a base. And I was going to do it in tan skin, but I think I had those backwards in my mind, so we're just going to jump straight in and do this with brown hair. This is going to be pretty simple. This is just the base. So it shouldn't take a lot of time for me to do this. The reason I was thinking I was going to do it in that tanned skin is I was going to want a light brown hair. But I think, sorry, I'm trying to be delicate around her face, and I stopped talking. I think what I'm going to want to do is do the darkest, shadiest color first. And actually, this isn't turning out as a terrible choice. This is actually a lot lighter than what I thought it was going to be. So that makes me happy. Anyway, what I was planning to do, or what I am planning to do now at least, is to do the dark do the darker color first. I have to concentrate on what I'm actually doing. You notice I'm using the side of, well, trying to, side of my brush, except it's not getting down in the cracks. So, I may just have to add more here. I'm going to hold my brush in a really strange way. If you can see, normally I hold it like a pencil. But for some reason I feel like I want to hold it like in a fist grip to get these. And I have no particular reason why. It just felt right now in order to get this up onto her head right. Because she's got these locks, I guess you would say. Well, it's not curly, so I don't know if it would be locks. But just her hair. Hey, let's go in. Over the shoulder. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody using it. Let's see, which is hair and which is fabric. Pardon me while I concentrate. I want to say this is a hair that transitions onto a fabric. So I think I got that spot really good. And we're just going to work in underneath. I zoom out and show the exact position I'm holding this brush in, but I have the camera at a fixed focus, so it'll stay in focus. I have to redo the setup. I may do a little segment in between. Flip this upside down, get it in a good light. I may just do a little pull-out segment here. Well, okay, not here, but either at the end of the video, in between segments, like when we switch to shading her hair. I guess we're not going to shade it, we're only going to highlight. Yeah, I'll just finish painting this. I was going to stop and actually stop and concentrate deeply on that side so I can get it close to my face and can see it. Matter of fact, I think I will do that. So I'm going to stop right here, finish up the little spots that are going to be delicate and I need to get close up, and that's not going to show well on camera. So we'll be back in a little bit. And I missed the top of her head. We'll be back in a little bit. Okay, I've refocused my camera and I just wanted to show what I was talking about holding my brush. I was doing this, and then for some reason it just felt better to switch it to like that. And I can't recall ever painting that way. It just happened. But for some reason it felt like I had a little bit more control. So there you go. If you find something that works for you, do it. There's really not a lot of rules that you have to follow on anything. Shoot, paint your orcs orange with purple hair for all anybody cares. Anyway, I just wanted to show that right quick. Okay, so what I've done, mixed up a little tan skin here, and it seems a little strange, but that's kind of what I'm going to use for a light brown. And what I'm going to want to do is just lightly brush over all the strands of hair. I'm probably going to use the side of my brush and just barely touch it, doing almost a dry brush on it. One little thing I should note is that, you probably won't see it, but she had this little spot of blue on her chin. So I painted that back over with the fair skin color and got rid of that little mistake. So I'm dipping into the brush, paint, not the brush, drying the brush off. Let's just see if we can get this to work well. I have to remind myself that I can always put more paint on, but taking paint off is more difficult. So I repeatedly dried it on the coffee filter that I use. Great commentary right now. But I don't know exactly what. Ooh. Good, I didn't get her hand. I can tell. Helps to be using the skin color for that then. I want to get it a little brighter, but not too bright. I'm brushing away simply because I don't want to brush onto the blue dress with this. she's got a bit of a poofy hair thing going on right here. And I worry that if I try too hard to get paint in there, it's not going to give the highlighting like I want. Getting there. That one is a little thick. And let's see if we can get a few strokes in here, just like on the outside. Okay, then I'm just gonna go around and pick out things here and there that I think need just a little bit more highlight on. Now that I'm doing all this, I'm wondering if I should not be using my expensive brush this way. Of course, as much as I've been painting in the last year, it's not like it's going to wear out. Poor Kolinsky's probably going to get mange and have it all fall out by itself. That was a joke, son. Yeah, nobody else laughed either. Alrighty, I think I am happy with how that turned out. Debating whether or not to get to one more level up. Going with a fair skin instead of the tanned. Seeing what that does. But I'm not really sure I want to go much more than that. I kind of like the effect it has now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a picture of it and look at it from the picture, because that'll tell me whether or not it's going to look good online or not, and whether or not we need to do another segment.